Welcome to this exciting world of 3D character design in Blender. In this course, I will take you on a journey from 2D blueprints to bringing your character to life, texture it, animate it, and use it to build your own game and play it on both PC and your Android mobile phone. We'll dive into character creation as we carefully model the head, from the eyes, nose, and mouth to the refined face structure. You learn all the techniques to create unique and captivating characters. You will also cover the body, including the upper body, the arms, hands, and legs. You'll develop the skills to shape your character physique with high precision and detail. Alright, so we got our face, so the next step is going to be to extrude and build our entire head. So we're going to follow this line that we got on the top. So to do that, let me just select my face. I don't want to have this proportion editing enabled, so let's select these top vertices, the top 4 vertices. I'm going to press 3 to go to the side. And let's extrude it up like this. Extrude again here, and I want you to spin it. You can press R to spin it sideways like this. Also, I'd like to introduce to you a bunch of tools that's gonna be really helpful in the process of modeling. So let's go to Edit, Preferences, and I want you to search for Loop Tools. So I want you to check this box so that we can have access to these tools. So on the Edit mode, if you press N, and if you go to Edit, right, you're gonna have access to these loop tools. So check this out. We can go to the top. As you can see, it's a little bit messed up. So we can select, for example, these vertices, and we can try to relax them. Okay, nice. Let's also do the same thing here on the top. We can try to relax these vertices. Check them up. Okay, so I'm gonna press Alt here and try to spin this like that. And let's see, we need to investigate before we can move on and render and extrude even more. We need to check our geometry. So obviously here in the forehead, we have to slide these vertices a little bit down. So double G. So let's select this vertex, double G, and we can slide it down to make it go in flow with the other vertices. Okay, so let's continue our turn. I'm gonna press Alt to select this entire edge loop. Let's press 3, and we can spin it a little bit, make it a little bit vertical. Extrude it again here. You can start to spin it and continue until you finish. So we can stop here to check the head turn on the top. It seems to be reasonable. Let me just press 1. So we might want to take this part down a little bit. This part also, let's try move it down, and let's check again. I think that's a little bit too much. So we have to take it down, but not that much. Okay, so let's carry on. I'm gonna press Alt here, but also I want you to, from this position here, so if you extrude, I want you to make, once you spin it like this, I want you to make it a little bit smaller. So you can try to scale it on the X, so SX, let's try to scale it and push it to the right side. Also here, I'm gonna scale it on the Y. So let's press 3 and let's carry on. So obviously we have to push it a little bit back. Can press Alt here. You can try to spin it on the X, so RX, let's spin it a little bit like that. Press Alt again, extrude down and scale down. Scale and push to the right side. This part you can. Alright, so let's check. So I know this area here looks weird, but once it's gonna be connected, it's gonna make sense. Alright, so let's carry on. Press Alt here, extrude, and we can spin it. We can press R and spin it a little bit like this. Okay then, so now let's start filling these gaps. So we can select these 4 vertices, press F to fill them. You can select this vertex, extrude it down. For example here, let's also make sure that it's in the right location. Let's put it outside. You can select again these 4 vertices, press F. Same thing here, select these, press F to fill them. Let's check. Can push this one outside just a bit to have a smooth head turn. And let's carry on. So I'm going to select this vertex, extrude it down here. Let's select these 4 vertices, press F. Same thing here, we can press F, and let's take this one, push it back. Nice. So let's press 3 again. You can press Alt and try to extrude this part down. You can spin it. There we go. SY, something like that. Here we might want to push it to the right side, to the left side. Okay, so here we can extrude down, extrude this vertex, and we can select these 4 vertices, press F to fill them, and let's do the same thing again. You can extrude again, select these 4 vertices, press F. Let's try to push this vertex outside, select the last vertex, extrude it down. You can select these 4 vertices. Also, we can hide the subdivision surface modifier so that we can see what we got. Let's press F, double G to slide this one down. This one, let's push it back. Okay, seems reasonable. I'm gonna take these 2 vertices, extrude them. I'd like to push them on the x-axis, just a little bit inside, and after that we can connect them with the rest. Alright, so let's do the same thing here. I'm gonna extrude this part, select these 4 vertices, because I'm trying to create this edge line that we got here. And finally, I'm gonna grab these 4 vertices, press F to fill them. That's nice. So let's check, Control Space, let's go back and activate the subdivision surface modifier. And let's see what we got. So this section here looks a little bit weird. So let me check, how can we make it better? So I'm gonna try to push these inside. Same thing for these. Okay, looks a little bit better. These I'm gonna push them backward, and I think that looks reasonable. The bottom of the cheek must be continuous, so let's find a way to do so. Gonna try to push this one back, push it outside. Let's select these 4 vertices, press F to fill that gap. So now it seems to be continuous like this. Awesome. So now we're left with this hole. So what I'd actually do to it, let me just check it from the, I'm gonna press 3 to go to the side. I'm gonna press C and shift to deselect these vertices, and let's push these here. Without this one, I don't need this one. So let's push this one to the extreme right. Okay, you can better align this part. We can also press Alt here, and let's try to smooth this section. You can press N, go to the loop tools, and we can try to relax it. So by relaxing it, it's gonna look like a circle. So now extruding it down, it's gonna be much more easier. Let me just scale it a little bit down. And we can extrude, go to the front. Let's check it from here. So obviously we have to scale it. You can scale it on the X, so SX, and push it to the right side, to the left side. Extrude. And we can do something like that. Let's check it from all the sides. It looks right. So all we have to do right now is to add the ears. Alright, so to work on the ears, I'd like to grab this edge line. I'm gonna try to extrude it. But actually before doing that, we need to align our ear with our reference image. So let's press Alt here. You can press O. Let's try to push it. So this is the starting position for our ear, and this is the end. It needs to end here. Okay, you can just push these like this. I also like to add, let me try to push these back. I'm going to insert another extra edge loop. You can insert it here, and I'd like to delete this face. These 2 faces, we can just delete them. Double G, slide it up, double G, push it inside. Can check this one like that, and I'd like to start with this single edge line. So what I'd like to do is to extrude it, spin it, and extrude, and continue that loop till we finish. Okay, we can select these 2 final edges, and we can press F to fill them. Okay, so the next step, we need to spin our ear. So you can grab this last vertex and activate the proportion editing to the connected only, and we can try RZ, and let's spin it. You can select both of those, spin it, push it back, Let me also go to the side. Let's check that. So obviously we have to push it way back. Okay, same thing here. Let's push those backward. These we can push them back. Alright, let's deactivate the proportion editing. You can slide these like this. Okay then, with that part done, so let's move on to the next stage. I would like to select these external vertices without the last one, and we can extrude them inside. You can scale that part. Okay, you can, let me just hide the subdivision surface modifier again. I'm gonna just get rid of this edge line, so let's press Alt here, X, dissolve edges. So 1, 2, this one is on the inside, let's push it outside. 1, 2, 3, oops, 3 and 4. Let's press F to fill it. Same thing here, let's select these 4 vertices, press F. That's nice. You can press Alt again on the inside, and let's extrude this area and scale it down. Okay, we can try to relax it. Let's press N, go to Edit, and we can relax these vertices. You can try to scale them a little bit up. That's nice. After that, you can fill these gaps. You can select this vertex, extrude it, 1, 2, 3, press F to fill this gap, 1, 2, 3. Fill that gap again. You can extrude this section again. Let's select these 2, these 3, let's fill them, and we can do some better alignment here. Double G. Okay, seems to be right, but let's continue. I'm gonna select these 4, press F. 1, 2, 3, 4, press F again. You can slide this one up, so double G, slide it up, and finally we got the final face to fill. Press F to fill that. Okay, so let's activate the subdivision surface modifier. Let's switch to the edge mode. I'm gonna press Alt here, and we need to extrude it. So let's extrude it inside, scale it way down, hide the subdivision again, scale it real down. Let's push it outside, and we can select these 4 or 3 edges. Press F. 1, 2, 3. Press F. And same thing here. 1, 2, 3. Press F. So as a last step, I would like to add this particular section here. I don't know what to call it, but I'm going to just show you. So let's select, for example, these 2 faces. We can extrude them outside, and we can scale this section down, and let's push it inside our ear. Okay, I can select the middle, take it outside. Oops, not like that. Okay, so let's see it with the subdivision surface modifier. Can slide these a little bit back, make it just a small object inside our ear. And basically that's it. So this is our ears. Alright, so now it's time to start modeling the hair of our character. So first what I like to do is to start by adding a curve. So shift and right click right at the position of our hair. I'd like to start by creating this hair particle. Can do right click right here. Shift A, go to curve, and we can use a path. So after that, I'd like to spin it on the Z axis. So let's not on the Z, let me press 1. We can spin it on the Y axis, so RY. You can spin it to something like this. Also, let's scale it real down until it fits the shape of this hair. We can put it, for example, here. Select the bottom, you can press O to activate the proportion editing. So make sure it's set to connected only. And I'd like to switch it to the sharp. So you can take it like this. Push it sideways, or actually we can do it the opposite way. We can select everything, put it at the start right here, and select the top and drag it down here. So this is the first hair particle. Also for this location we can try to push it a little bit backward, and we can switch back to the edit mode so that you can see the location of this hair particle. Perfect. Alright, so the next step is gonna be to add some depth to this hair. Just a line right now, so we need to go with some depth. So to do that, I want you to go to this object, that's a properties. And if we scroll down, you're gonna have this geometry tab. So click on it. And in the bevel settings, I want you to increase this depth. You can increase it up like this. But you're gonna see the problem. So as you can see, our hair looks like a pipe. So we don't want that. We want to create our custom shape. So what I'd like to do, Shift A, can go again to curve, and let's bring a circle. I'd like to take this circle to the right side, for example here. You can press 7 to go to the top, and let's tweak this shape. So first what I'd like to do is to switch these and make them a little bit sharper. Let me just deactivate the proportion editing. We need to make them sharp like this. So there is two ways to do this. You can even scale this one down, or you can press V and switch it to vector. So now it's set to sharp end. Also, I'd like to do the same thing on the opposite side. So press V, set it to vector. For example, on here, you can just scale it down. So scale on the X. Actually, let's scale it on its own, something like this. Okay, you can take this one a little bit backward here. And next, what I'd like to do is to add some warp effect to these edges. So let's select these two vertices, go to segments and subdivide. You can select this middle one. Try to spin it by pressing R. Spin it a little bit, push it here to the middle. So now as you can see, we're having this nice warp effect that's gonna make it really good when adding it to the shape of our hair. So let's do the same thing to all these locations. So you can spin this one around like that. Select these two segments, subdivide, spin around, and do the same thing here. Okay, something like this. Also, we can try to make it aligned. So we can press V again and switch it to align. We don't want to have it sharp. Same thing for this, V, aligned. Okay, so now the next step is gonna be to use this object as a shape for our hair. So let's select our hair, and I want you to go to this object, and in the object we have this eyedropper. We can click on it and pick this shape that we created. So it's really huge because the shape is big. So on the edit mode, we can select this unit and try to scale it down, something like that. Alright, so now I'd like to show you two tricks that's gonna allow us to handle hair particles in a professional way. So first one, it's gonna be how to scale these particles, how to scale these vertices of our hair. So if you press S, you're not gonna be able to do anything. But if you press Alt S, you're gonna be able to tweak this end of our hair. Same thing here, for example, on the middle. You can press Alt S, try to scale it a little bit up. And here for the bottom, Alt S, let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, here for the top, Alt S, scale it real down. Perfect. You can try to make it a little bit interesting, give it that nice end. Nice. Alright, so for the second trick, it's gonna be how to rotate our hair particle without distorting its shape. So check this out. If you press R, Z, you're gonna be moving it from its location. We don't want that. But instead, if you press Ctrl T, you're gonna be able to spin it on its own axis. So this trick is really useful in order to get that differentiation in our hair particles. Alright, so now let's go ahead and scatter our hair particles across our head. So first what I'd like to do is to duplicate this hair particle. Let's first try to align it a little bit better. Alt S to scale it a little bit up. Something like that. We can press L to select this unit. Shift D to duplicate it, and let's push it sideways here. You can scale it a little bit down. Alt S to scale it on its own. And we can press Ctrl T to spin it a little bit around. Something like this looks excellent. You can try, let's activate the proportion editing, and we can take it a little bit down. Something like that looks reasonable. So next I'd like to add two additional particles on this side. So let's select this unit, Shift D to duplicate it, and I'd like to spin it RY. Let's spin it like this. Alt S to scale it down, select the top, push it here, take this one up. can remove the proportion editing tool for just now. Check this one up. Okay, something like this. Let's check that out. Looks excellent. So after that, we can press L to select this unit, Shift D to duplicate it and move it here. Spin it on the Z axis a little bit. Okay, Alt S can make it a little bit smaller. Drag these down. Okay, we're doing fine so far. So next, we can add a third particle here. So Shift D to duplicate this. RZ, spin it down, and I'd like to scale it a little bit down and push it inside. Okay, next let's select all these 3 hair particles on the left side and press Shift D to duplicate them, right click, SX and -1 to invert them, and we can put them on the right side. You can spin them a little bit on the Z axis to make them a little bit different. And also we can try this, you can try Ctrl T, and let's spin them around. Something like that looks awesome. So this is for the front of our head. Alright, so now let's add hair particles to the side of our hair. So to do that, it's gonna be really simple. On the edit mode, I want to press Alt A to deselect everything, and you can select this particle, this hair unit, Shift D to duplicate it and press Y. You can take it sideways. Also, I want you to press 3 or actually Control 3 to jump to the other side. You can just hide our reference image, select it, press H, and let's continue tweaking this. You can drag this one down a little bit, spin it sideways, Shift D again, do something like this, check this one up, select this part, Shift D, push it backward, and continue like this. Also, sometimes it's good to do this, Control T to spin it around, make it look a little bit different. Same thing here, let's do the same thing again, Control T. Alright, seems fine. And we can carry on like this. Alt A, select this part, Shift D to duplicate, spin it around. Also we need to take a look at the top. So our hair should not be going straight like this. So we have to select this part, for example, try to push it inside. Same thing here, let's push this one, make it a little bit rounded. Perfect. Alright, so let's continue our turn. So let's select those. Shift D, duplicate RZ, spin it around, and continue this way. Shift D again. Okay, until you finish that loop. Okay, and sometimes it's good to check the progress. Shift D finally here. So next I want you to select every other hair particle. So press L, keep selecting L, but jump. One is selected, the other one is not. So basically just keep selecting every other one till you finish, something like this. And after that we can press Ctrl T, try to spin them around, make them a little bit different. You can scale them a little bit up or scale on the Z axis. Alt S, scale them a little bit up. Something like that. So now they don't look the same. For example, here we can try to make it a little bit close to the head. Okay, something like this. That is perfect. And after that, here for the back, Alt A to deselect everything, we can select the back particles, Shift D to duplicate them, and we can push them downside a little bit. RX, push them inside. Okay, I don't like this clipping, to be honest. So let's activate the proportion editing and let's try to tweak that. Or we can select this unit, Control T, you can spin it around. Still have the clip in. So we can take it, keep playing with the location of these hair particles. Alright, so now it's time to work on the top. So for the top, we can select this main hair particle, Alt A. Let's grab this one, Shift D to duplicate it, and we can take it sideways or backward. We can spin it on the Z axis like this to make it look forward. Alt S to scale it down a little bit because it looks a little bit huge. And we can orient our hair forward like this. Okay, we can select this part again, Shift D to duplicate it, push it sideways, or Z, Shift D, and continue like this. You can try to improve the orientation of these hair particles. Shift D, let's add extra forward, additional units. And let's take a look. As you can see, our hair looks pretty much good. It's not perfect, but it's gonna do the job. Alright, so now I'd like to work on the body of our character. So let's press 1. So I'd like to work on this mid section. So let's select our head, and we can select, I'd like to start from the side. I'm gonna grab these three vertices, press 1 to go to the side, and we can extrude sideways until we reach the shoulders. Right here, for example. After that, we can press 1 or actually 3 to go to the side. Let's take this one a little bit up. We can scale it up like this, and we can try to spin this circle. Let's move it a little bit backward here to make it align with our reference image, and we can start extruding like this. So make sure to have fewer edge lines. So let's press F to fill that gap. Okay, let's press 1, and I'd like to select this part. I can switch to the wireframe to make sure that we are selecting everything, and we can try RY and spin it a little bit like this. Alright, so we got this section ready. You can try, for example, to align these a little bit better. Okay, so now let's work on the front. So for the front, I'm gonna select all these vertices. We can try to smooth them, or actually, yeah, let's go to vertex, smooth vertices. You can try smoothing them, yeah, something like that. Try to push them back forward. You can press 3 to go to the side, and let's extrude this section, first, second, and the third. Okay, so let's exit that mode, and we can select them again. Select the first one, control the last one, you can press N and go here to this loop tools, and we can try to relax those vertices. Let's do the same thing here. Try to relax them. Same thing for the last edge line, you can try to relax it. Perfect. So the next step, it's gonna be to fill these gaps. So let's select these 4 vertices, press F, and continue filling these gaps like this. Alright, so let's do the same thing on the back. I'm gonna be selecting, we can hide the subdivision surface modifier just so that we can see our geometry. So let's select this part, try to push it backward, or actually let's select them all, the entire line, can try to relax it. Yeah, seems to be right. Push it back, press 3, take this single vertex back, switch to wireframe, select this part, you can extrude it here, or before extruding we can push them a little bit backward. Let's select them all, relax them again, and let's take a look. It seems to be fine. Control first one till the last one. Let's relax these 2. Select these 4 vertices, press F. You can take these up. Select the first one, control the last one, double G, slide them a little bit up. You can extrude this part again down. Okay, and let's select these 4 vertices, press F. But also I don't want to keep it flat like this, so I prefer to push these outside, these a little bit, and these just a just a move, just a little move. Okay, so let's carry on. You can select again this entire edge loop, extrude it down here, press 3 to check if we were aligned. Yeah, actually we are. And let's select these 4, press F. Okay, so we got that top part covered. So next let's work on the arms. For the arms, let's also try to align them even better. I'm gonna press Alt, make sure to include these vertices at the bottom, press 3, or actually 1. Okay, extrude it like this. You can spin it, scale it down, extrude again, scale down again here. Also, let's make sure that our geometry is fine. We can select everything, try Shift N to flip the normals. Also here we can try to make it circle. You can click on circle to have it circled like that, and let's extrude again here, spin, scale down, extrude, scale up, extrude, keep it up, and here let's scale it real down. So let's check that out. It looks a little bit off our arm, so probably we have to scale this part. Let me just check it from this viewport. Spin this section, try to spin it a little bit up, push it down. Let's see now. Okay, we can check it with the subdivision surface modifier applied. Alright, that's fine. So let's carry on. We can press Alt here to select that entire edge loop. You can try to smooth it. Should not be flat here. Let's press N. You can try to relax it. Okay, push it to the right side, press 1, and let's extrude this mid section like that. Extrude down. Let's press Alt again, try to relax those vertices. Alright, let's check this out. So here I would like to select this part, try to push it a little bit back so the back, it's not straight. Same thing here, we can push it a little bit outside. There we go. I like this gap that we got here. Okay, so for the front, I like to work a little bit on the chest. As you know, it looks completely flat here. I don't like that. So we can select this line of vertices, double G to slide them down, and we can push them forward just a bit to form the chest. I think that's a little bit too much. Here we can check this one back. And basically that's it, we got our chest. Let me try to push this part also outside. Okay, so the midsection looks fine. Also here on the back of our arm, I'd like to show you something. Let's press 1. So this area right here, I'd like to duplicate it or to bevel it, so Control B. I'm gonna show you a cool trick that you can apply. And after that we can insert an extra edge loop. Try to scale it a little bit up, and after that I want you to grab these 4 faces and press I to create an inset, and we can push it outside. Let's scale it down, push it, not like that. Let's try Alt S. Can try to make it a little bit like this. And it should not be cubical. So you can switch to the vertex mode, select these vertices, try to scale them down. So we got the upper body of our character. So now we're going to be working on the hands of our character. So for the hands, let's get straight to it. So I'm going to right click and click here, shift and right click, and shift A, we can go to mesh, and we can start with a circle. So for this circle, I'd like to set it to just 8 vertices. And we can switch to the edit mode, try to scale it down. Let's put it right here at the center, and let's spin it down. Okay, after that we can extrude this section, extrude it again here, something like that. And here at the front we can try to fill these gaps. So let's select these 2 vertices, press F to fill them, Control R, insert 1 edge loop, and we can switch to the edge mode. Let's select these 2, press F. Same thing on the other side, let's press F over there. Select these 2, or 3 edges and press F to fill them. So here I like to select this part and try to push it outside. Let's press 1. So I'd like to check it over there. And let's work a little bit on the top. So we can also drag these, push them down. Something like that. We can select these and we can try to scale them down, push them backward. Okay, GZ, you can check them a little bit up. This part, this vertex, we can press double G to move it a little bit forward. Okay, so this is the basic shape of our finger. So for example, here we can try to check this part a little bit back. Take this one like that. And let's see that from the front. Also here I'd like to scale this part on the y-axis. So let's press SY to widen that area. Same thing here on the top, SY. That's nice. And we can also double G to take this one a little bit backward. So after that, I want to select my nail. So this is gonna be the nail. Let's also check the wireframe. I think that's about it. You can try to check it a little bit back here. Check these vertices forward just a bit. All right, so let's select our nail. You can extrude it, or first we can press I to create it as an inset, and I'd like to spin it. So RY, let's spin it inside. Okay, so let's add the subdivision surface modifier to see how it's gonna look like. If we try to push it inside, what's gonna happen if we try to insert? So Control R, let's insert an extra edge loop. Right click, shade smooth. There we go. Our finger looks acceptable. So let's press 1. And we can continue working on it. So for example, at this area, I'd like to bevel this. So Control B, can bevel it and insert one extra edge loop. Press Alt here and try to pop it up. So in our fingers, we're having these kind of bumps. You can check your finger. So that's the beauty of working on hands. You can always check your hand when working on this. So the reference is your hand. So that's a good trick. All right, so let's carry on here. So we can extrude it again one more time. Let me just check this to see. So I think we have to push this part a little bit back here. And for example, here we can take this part a little bit up. Okay, it seems reasonable. All right, so the next step, I would like to duplicate this finger 4 times on this axis. So on the edit mode, select everything, Shift D to duplicate. You can take it, but I think our finger looks a little bit short. So you can try to expand it a little bit up. Okay, forward here. And I'd like to do the same thing we did here. So Control B, let's bevel that, press Alt. You can take this part a little bit up. All right, and here let's expand this one a little bit up. This part we have to take it a little bit close to the nail. Okay then, so I'm gonna just delete the second finger. Just delete it, select the first finger, Shift D to duplicate it. Let's move it sideways and we can scale it a little bit up. So S by 1.1. I think that's a little bit too much. Scale it down, move it forward, scale it on the Y. Something like that looks reasonable. Okay, I don't like this part here. It looks a little bit ugly. Let me also select the one on the back and we can try to push it backward. Have it in the reverse way. Same thing here. Let's select all these vertices, push them back. Let's press 1. I'm gonna go with this. All right, so let's duplicate this finger again. So Shift D, you can duplicate it, or actually let's just use the second one. Shift D, duplicate, move it here. You can scale it a little bit down. Shift D can move it here and let's scale it way down. So that is for the smaller finger in our hand. And finally, we can select this finger, Shift D to duplicate it. We can spin it on the X. Okay, we can press 1. And let's put it right there. So this finger is usually a little bit smaller in height. Or actually just press Alt here, double G, slide it down. Perfect. So that is for the first step. So next, what I want you to do is to simply bridge between these edges. So Control E, bridge edge loop. Same thing here. Control E, bridge edge loop, and let's continue bridging between these edges. Control E, bridge edge loop. That's good. So after that, I'm gonna press Alt here and try to extrude this part up. You can extrude it, for example, here. And we gotta do something between. We can carry on. Let me just hide the subdivision surface modifier. So basically what I'd like to do, we can select, we can insert some edge loop here, Control R. So we can take these vertices, we can take them up like that. And let me show you. Here we can also extrude this part up. So this is a way of doing some optimization. And let's press F. So instead of having this amount of vertices, we can only have 3 on each top of our finger. Press F. And let's continue this way. You can select this part, GZ or G, just move it up. Extrude this one up. Select these 4, press F. And we can continue this way. Let's check the statistics. We can go here and check. Actually, at this location, we can check the statistics. We only have 16 vertices, which is really reasonable. So let's press 1. We can extrude. Well, actually, let's just try to scale down these fingers. They are a little bit huge. We can scale them first here. Spin them here. Scale them on the X. And bring them back where they belong. Alright, so here you can press Alt, extrude this section, you can scale it on the X, spin it. Okay, we can also try to relax it. Let's press N, go to relax. That's nice. Press 1. And I'd like to grab only the top and extrude it. Actually, let's select this part, extrude it double times. Alright, so let's check this part. I'm gonna select this vertex, press O. I'd like to bring it to the side, but also we must be on the sharp. Let's also do the same thing here. That's nice. You can take these down a little bit. Okay, after that, we can try to bridge between our hand and this last finger, the 5th finger. Control R. Without the proportion edit tool, we can G, take it up. Okay. You can press F to fill that gap in between. Select this vertex, extrude it up. Select these 4, press F. And let's continue this way. So you got that part connected. This finger still looks big, so let's select it from here. You can try to make it a little bit close. Also, let's press Alt. I'd like to delete these edge lines. You can try to play a little bit with this part. So the hand is a little bit tricky, so just give it some time. So here I want you to do this. I'm gonna select this edge and I'm gonna extrude it like this. So I'm creating some kind of a bump. You can check that in your hand. So you're having some kind of a bump. So after that, we can fill these gaps all together. Oops, G. Let's select these 4, press F. And also let's do the same thing here. Select these four, press F. Okay, let's see. Let's also select these two vertices, extrude them up. Try to connect the top part of our hand. Okay then. Also here you can select this vertex, extrude it. Select these four vertices, press F to fill them. You can also add this entire edge loop. Extrude it up, and let's fill this top part. You can press F to fill it. Okay, so our hand is going to be formed. So we're on the right track here. So here I'd like to do this. I'm gonna select this edge, extrude it down, and let's fill it with the rest. Here we can select these four vertices, extrude them up. Extrude again. Let's try to connect those. You can select these 2 points, press M, merge at the center. Let's try to fill this space here. You can insert an extra edge loop. And let's try to fill this gap too. Press F to fill it. Let's check our hand. Okay, so probably here we have to push this area a little bit backward. Let's select this middle part. You can push it inside. Okay, it's a little bit tricky, so just keep working on it. You can repeat the same steps again and again until you got it right. So press F, select this top part, press F again, and you can press F at the top. Let's try to bring these up, and let's figure out a way to handle this. So we're having 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead with this. Press F. Alright, so here at the top we can press Alt. Actually Alt here. We can press N, try to relax this section. It has 16 vertices. I think it's the same as what we got in our arm. So let me check here. You can press Alt. Now this is only 11. So we gotta tweak that a little bit more to make it fit our hand. So our hand, let me just see it with the subdivision surface modifier. It looks a little bit bad here. So we gotta take the front, gotta make it pop up. So let's activate the subdivision modifier to the smooth. You can push it outside. Okay. This finger needs some care. So let's select these, try to scale them down without the proportion editing tool. Let's push them inside. Okay, that's the way. Probably that's a little bit too small. Let me just reverse back. You can go to this location, select entire top part without the top here. Just deselect the top. You can try SY just a bit. You can take it to the left side. Alright, so let's see. It looks fine for a cartoonish character. Not a big deal. Alright, so now we need to work on our arm. As you can see, the scale of our arm, of our hand, looks pretty much huge, so we gotta scale it down. something like that. Looks reasonable. Let's push it here. So now we need to find a way to connect it with our body. So we can extrude, scale down, extrude. Let me select everything, figure out a way to, we can try to circle this area. Let's try to circle it. Also without the subdivision surface modifier, let's do the same thing here. Try to circle this, double G, you can scale it up. S on the Z, S on the X. Okay, let's activate the subdivision modifier. So our hand looks decent. So this finger here, it still looks long. We can, for example, try to push this area outside. Maybe. Let's see that again with the subdivision surface modifier applied. Alright, I'm gonna go with this. So here we're having 16 vertices, but here we're having only 11. So we need to find a way to do this. So we can add, for example, some extra edge loops here. You can press Alt here and try to bevel this area. So there we go. We added how much? 13. Let's see this. Can just hide the subdivision surface modifier and let's see. You can press also Alt here, Control B. Let's bevel that section again. Press Alt. We are 15. So all we need is just another extra bevel. So let me do it, for example, here. So Control B, and we're gonna reduce the mouse to only once. All right, let's press Alt. So now we're having 16 vertices, which is perfect. So it's gonna blend with our arm perfectly. So let's put our hand over there. We can scale it just a little bit up. Okay, and after that we can select our arm, shift select our body, and press Control J so that you can join. So J as join. And we can press Alt here, Shift Alt, and we can press Control E, and let's choose this bridge edge loop. Also, I'd like to press Alt and delete this extra edge line, dissolve edge, and basically that's it. So let's bring back the subdivision surface modifier, and let's see. So we got our character with his hands. So the next step is going to be to work on the lower part of our body, which is the legs, the butt and the legs. So to do that, I'd like to press Alt right here and try SZ. We can flip this one to the other side and let's move it down. Something like that. After that, I want you to jump to the solid mode. We can select these 4 vertices or these 2 edges, press F to fill them. Also, we can insert double edge loop, so Control R. Let's insert double edge loop and we can take it a little bit down like this. Okay, also we need to add, let me just try to add, insert an edge loop and take it down like this. Perfect. Okay, so next I want you to take this vertex, do something like that, press Alt to select this entire edge line, and we can try to smooth it, or let's just relax it. You can relax it like this, try to scale it down. Okay, that seems to be fine. So let's check this area. I'm gonna just disable the clip-in so that you can be able to freely move this point. Let's move it like that. Let's bring it back. Press Alt here. You can press 1 to go to the front. And we can extrude this part. So let's extrude it, spin it a little bit. Extrude one more time and we can scale it right here. Okay. So here on the back, we have to tweak this area. So let's try to relax these vertices. Same thing here, let's try to relax those. You can try to move them a little bit to the center. Push them outside to form the butt. I'm gonna go back and work on the butt in details. For now, let's check the front. So the front, I'd like to check these a little bit up. Okay, it seems to be fine on the front, so let's work on the butt. So here for the butt, I'd like to reduce the number of vertices that we got here. So to do that, we can do this step. Let me just show you. Double G to take this part up, and we can delete these 3 faces. And after that, I want you to select this edge, shift select this edge, and we can press F to fill it. Okay, so this way we're going to be having only 2 vertices here. So I'd like to delete these faces that we got on the bottom. And let's select these 4 vertices, press F to fill them. Same thing here on the bottom. Let's press F to fill. So let's press 1, press Ctrl here. Let's extrude again here. We can press 3 to go to the side, and let's take it down. And we can extrude all the way to the bottom. Okay, so we got the legs. So here in the front, it looks a little bit funny. Okay, let me bring back the subdivision surface. And let's see. Doesn't look that good. So let me try to circle this part. Press 1. Let's place it over there. Press Alt again here. Try to circle that vertex line. Scale it a little bit up. Insert an extra edge loop. Try to scale it a little bit down to form the calves. But they should be pushed backward. Here for the front, we can grab. Let me try to relax this part too. You can try to select these 4 faces. You can press I. And let's push them outside. Alright, so let's see how it goes. It looks fine, but it's a little bit long. So what we can do, you can take these, double G, and slide them up. Okay, probably the leg looks a little bit big. So we can try to scale down this part. Insert an extra edge loop. Take it up. Nope. Let's just take it down a little bit. Okay, let's press 1. Press 3 to check it from the side. You can press Alt, SZ, and press 0 to have it completely flat. There we go. So here for the butt, we have to tweak it a little bit. I'm gonna try to, let's hide the subdivision surface modifier. Let's push this particular part down. Okay, we can also insert an extra edge loop, Ctrl R, right here. You can try to scale it or push it forward. Alright, so let's bring back the subdivision surface modifier. No, basically not yet. Let's try to push these inside. GZ a little bit up. I'd like to organize this entire edge line. Let's press N. You can try to relax it. You can select this edge, try to relax it. Nope, it works only for vertices. Okay, probably we have to push it a bit down. It's looking good. Alright, so I'd like to add the feet. I'd like to just create a basic feet for our character. We should not leave it like this. I don't like to leave it like this, with the feet cut down. Alright, so to do that, I'm going to press 3 to go to the side, and let's select our leg, and we can select, for example, these vertices. Let me just press Alt A to make sure that we are not selecting anything on the top. So let's press C, select that part. You can extrude it all the way to the bottom, something like this. You can try to push this section till it reaches this area. After that, we can select these front vertices, and we can spin them, for example, like this, extrude all the way to the top, all the way to the toe of our foot. Okay, so let's check this out from the front. So obviously we have to scale this part on the X. Same thing, let's scale it. You can press Alt again, let's press 3. and we can extrude down like this. Let's spin this one sideways. So we can press Alt here. Let's spin it. There we go. That's nice. I think I'm gonna need to leave this part flat. So S, Z, and let's press 0. Should be flat. Okay, so let's exit that mode and let's start filling these gaps. So I'd like to select this vertex. We can extrude it here. I'd like to push it outside a little bit. And we can extrude it down again. Double times. Alright, so next, let's go ahead and start filling these gaps. So select every 4 vertices and we can press F. Here on the side, we can do this. We can extrude like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can insert an extra edge loop right here, take it a little bit down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, press F to fill, and let's continue. So here in the front, I don't think, let's just delete this front edge. So you can press Alt, X, and dissolve it. Let's select these 4 vertices, press F. So this is gonna be just a basic foot. I'm not gonna pay too much attention to these details. So here I'm gonna press Alt, X, delete those faces. And let's also work on the inside. So we can extrude like this, select these 4 vertices, press F. Same thing here on the front. Select this vertex, we can take it down. Let's make it close to the center and let's select these 4. Press F and continue this way. You can also extrude this section. GZ. Press F. Select this edge. Extrude it down. Try SZ and press 0. You can grab these edges, press F. And same thing here on the front. There we go. Looks acceptable. I'm gonna press Alt to select that entire edge line. Try S, Z, and press 0 to have it completely flat. Let's press 3 and let's see if it's aligned with our reference image. Yes, it is. So all we have to do right now is to fill the bottom. So we can select these, try EY, extrude them all the way to this location. Can try to fill these 2 faces all together. Let's select these, try SY and press 0 to have it flat. Alright, so let's carry on. Let's select again these 3 edges, EY, and we can go all the way to the end. Here we can try, for example, let's select these 2, press F, continue filling. Okay, 1, 2, 3, press F to fill those gaps. 1, 2, 3, press F. We can slide this vertex to the middle, so double G. Let's slide them like that. Okay, here let's fill this entire face. This is the biggest face of our character. And here we need to find a way to connect that part. Let's see. We can select these 2 vertices, double G to slide them up. And let's select this face and press F. So now we are left with just one face. Let's press F to fill it. There we go. Looks fine. Go ahead and apply the subdivision surface modifier to see our foot. Pretty much simple. Scale this one like that. Also we can switch to the wireframe. Let me select Alt A to deselect everything. Can switch to the vertex mode, select this section here, and we can spin it on the Z axis, so RZ, spin it like this. Alright, so there we go, we got our foot, our feet